Welcome to the channel. I can't remember if I did put like, welcome, this is a firelighting session. Did I put firelighters in it? I can't remember. What we'll do is we'll get a firelighter. I can't remember if I did or not. It's always better. If you don't use firelighters, then people moan because it tends to smoke too much. Where am I going to put it? Right in there.
Money is no longer leached out of the system by bonuses and dividends, where a good service that the public deserve is not being provided. So it's a set of changes that deliver that long-term.
So you're going to get smoke, obviously, until it gets going. We've got kindling, we've got biomass. I never cleaned the bloody front of it again.
Sexual assault in a mass rape trial. Those men are now all been sentenced, and the defendants have 10 days to appeal.
And even if you do this every time, you know, I know it's not perfect, but it cleans it a bit, doesn't it? You know?
That's all your headlines for now. Now to your financial update.
It's the only thing that criticism I have of this thing, see when it's windy it rattles. You sometimes sort of wonder, is that going to be a problem? You know, that one. Hey, welcome to the channel. Right, how are we getting on? How's the fire going? Yeah. I might need to get another firelighter in there. I need to stop being tight with them. Well, now that I've got the logs stored up out the back, I might be able to sort out a kindling regime better. There's a lot of work in it. A lot of work sorting out fire. There's no doubt about that at all. But you know what? It's worth it. It's something to do. You know, you're getting older and that. And it's something to do.
Raging Bull snacks make award-winning biltong and jerky right here in the UK. The skills are
When sometimes it can take about maybe 35 minutes to get the thing to go. That's, you know, that's a fact, isn't it? So I'm not sure how perfect I was at setting that up actually. I've got a feeling I'm going to have to put another bit of firelighter in the front there. Yeah. That side.
It's easy to make a space for everyone. Contact us today to book your free design visit. 5-star, create a beautiful space for your home.
Where's all the kindling going? There is some there, but
looking to remortgage or are thinking of moving home. Our team of trusted advisors are here to hold your hand through the mortgage processes. We're here when you need us, whether it's evenings or weekends, at your place or ours. We're here for you. Start your mortgage journey today. Pop in and see us at our offices in Dereham or give us a call. Salas Mortgage Solutions, making mortgages manageable.
Celebrate this Christmas with a unique gift from Gold Reserves, rated the UK's #1 gold reserve. There's plenty to choose from, including a huge selection of ladies and men's jewellery, contemporary designs in sterling silver, an extensive range of bullion and coins, and our exquisite new and vintage diamond collection.
So find some better, some thin wood. Oh.
Are you alright, John?
John Finch Computers. It's not just John.
Hi there, I'm Michelle Jubian. I'm going to take a second to tell you all about my show, Tubes and Co. We start off with the issues of the day. We then bring in both sides of the argument. We get rid of the disrespect. And then you throw me into the mix. So trust me, I'll tell it exactly how it is. And then, of course, the magic ingredient, you at home. We mix it all together and what we got, in my opinion, the best debate show in town. Monday to Friday, 6 till 7 on GB News, Britain's news channel.
The back time is 5:39 with me, Martin Daubney, here on GB News. Now, got some news broke in the last hour, and it's this: the anti-Keir Starmer parody song "Freezing This Christmas" is hit number 1 in the official singles downloads chart. Let's give you a reminder once more of this song. Gonna be freezing this Christmas, while Keir Starmer's warm. So it's number 1 in the official downloads. It was also number 1 on the iTunes chart and number 1 on the global chart.
God, this isn't a very exciting fire-lighting session, is it?
It's Starmer and the Granny Harmers, and Freezing This Christmas, of course, is the parody of Mud's Lonely This Christmas. All proceeds go to charity. I've just been told that 4 p.m. tomorrow.
It's just not. It's not sick. It's not exactly going that way, is it?
Sales, the downloads, the streaming via a complex algorithm. The wizards work out what the actual Christmas everyone is going to be at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Apparently, of course, that'll be happening live and direct.
Starmer and the Granny Harmers.
Just under 24 hours time. Moving on, a revolutionary breast cancer pill will be made available to more than 1,000 women who have advanced cases of the cancer. And the new recommendations represent a significant advancement in the treatment of advanced breast cancer, offering new hope to patients with limited options. I'm joined now in the studio by GB News' Science and Health Editor Lucy Johnson to discuss.
Yeah, I need to try and get some better kindling sorted out. There is better kindling out there. By the time I got the wood store built today, which you'll watch the video if you like, it was dark. It was dark o'clock, so kind of like, you know.
There's lots of different types of cancers, and this one is targeting a particular mutation in a particular type of cancer, and that means anyone who might be eligible will need a test to find out if they have that mutation, which is why it will help about, they reckon, 1,100 patients. So it's called Elastrant, and it's very good news that the drug regulator has decided to approve it, because there was some controversy about that, and there's been a bit of a debate. Only just 2 months ago, the drug regulator said it wouldn't approve it. It didn't think.
Yeah, I need to sort out the kindling, don't I?
And then
So what about this stuff here then?
the manufacturers and looking at the data a bit more closely, it's now decided to do that. So on the one hand, you've got patient groups that are campaigning for more drugs to be regulated, and then NICE often being a bit more slow and a bit more careful about the data it looks at, and saying resources are not finite and we can't just provide endless pots of money for every drug that comes along, because obviously there's more drugs coming on all the time.
That's it, and this particular drug, it does give in trials, apparently, it halts the disease progression by an extra 6 months compared with standard treatments. 6 months is a priceless amount of time for anybody, Lucy Johnson, but of course there is a price associated with all these drugs, particularly on end of life, and as you mentioned earlier, also we saw with new treatments on Alzheimer's and weight loss drugs, there is a limited amount of.
Can you see it firing up there?
But this particular U-turn
I have to say this is not really going very well.
It is,
But it is
there
going.
another drug which,
Maybe I should have chopped up some more thinner stuff. I did in a hurry this morning.
Different mutation, and they're saying that the drug regulator it's called Enhertu, should approve that as well. And there's a big fight on that. There's a fight over whether we approve a drug to treat Alzheimer's early. But then NICE says, well, the benefits are not good enough. The cost is too high, and actually there are risks with the drug. So really, it looks at benefits of the drug against the risks and against the cost of the drug. And I'm afraid everyone's life is only worth a certain amount of money, up to £50,000 really, and normally about £20,000 to £30,000 per year. It has to do.
Yeah, that's going better, isn't it? Yeah, not really, but so can we get something else? Can we get something on us? You're not doing very well with this today, are you? Here's another bit here. Can you not chop this bit up? No, I don't think you should do that jab thing on fat people. I just don't agree with that at all. I wouldn't even call them fat people. It's just people that
And giving a jab, the long-term data on that jab isn't there, and that's what the drug regulator says. You know, it works, but it works with help on diet and exercise. And I'm afraid the NHS probably doesn't have enough resources to keep doing these infusions every 2 weeks and keeping people, checking them for side effects, checking they're not suffering those, and making sure they're doing the diet and exercise as well. Because having drugs long-term, indefinitely, we don't know the risks, and it may not be worth it for people.
Super, so thank you very much, Lucy Johnson there. Great news for those 100 women per year eligible for that drug to give it for 6 months. Thank you very much, Lucy. Excellent as ever. Thank you. Now moving on, if you're in search of some winter sun this year, here is the forecast for some of the top European.
I mean, you've got to get to the root cause of why you're obese, and you know why my arse is wet? Because I've sat in that bloody cleaner thing. The reason that you are obese is that, you know, it's not necessarily eating too much, but you're not having a good balanced lifestyle, and you're probably not eating the right food either.
Rainfall totals building up to around 200 millimetres. Elsewhere, there will be some fine weather around, with temperatures near or a little bit below average.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations forecast.
There you go. God, this is pretty bad, this fire lighting session. Come on. I don't want to put too much paper in it because somebody's been complaining about paper. Otherwise I might have put a bit of paper in there, put some more kindling in there. This one here, I could chop that down a bit. Let's do that, let's chop this one down a bit.
We could just replace the doors. I've found a website, repairmykitchen.com. They have a great choice of doors, and one design matches our kitchen spot on. So, never new kitchen, just new doors.
Should we order today?
Why not? It looks like a new kitchen.
Bullard's Coastal Gin is inspired by the Norfolk coast. Savour the delicate saltiness, vibrant citrus flavours and hand-foraged herbaceous botanicals. Award-winning sustainability and luxury. Flame distilled, handcrafted and hand-bottled. Our beautiful bottles for life are designed to be reused with our recyclable eco-refill pouches. Now introducing Bullard's Coastal Lager. Visit bullardspirits.co.uk.
I had weight loss surgery to enjoy more time with my children. I did it to help improve my type 2 diabetes.
I did it to enjoy long walks and to feel more healthy.
How are we doing? Is it going yet? It's going, innit? Oh, I'll just put them ones down there, I'll maybe use them. It's the right side is going. Right, today's fire lighting session has been slightly incompetent because I didn't have enough kindling on it. Yes. So now we've got it going.
£199 per person. Or elevate your game with our 3-night package. Hotel match tickets plus direct charter flights from Cardiff. All from £799 per person. Book your Six Nations pledge now. Visit worldchoicesports.co.uk or book through your local.
So I need to try and sort that out. Oh, get the other log store built tomorrow. Should be able to do it quicker, shouldn't I?
Reserve online and it's delivered to your doorstep. It's the future.
Aye. I should be able to do it in the morning. If I got up, try and get up early. I couldn't get to sleep last night, and then of course that means I didn't get up till 10, something like 9 o'clock. I like being up. Ideally, I'd like to be up at 6. So it's got later and later. I think it's a winter thing. And then of course my body clock gets screwed up at the weekends because I drive through in the middle of the night and everything, 1 o'clock in the morning and that, those nights. Get a couple of hours sleep. So my body clock's messed up. Maybe that's why my sleep pattern gets all screwed up.
Welcome back. Your time is 5:49, almost 10 to 6 with me, Martin Dalby, here on GB News. A wonderful, inspiring story to end today's show because a mindfulness coach has spent Christmas walking from London to Cardiff to help raise funds for a mental health charity, Mind. Bhupinder Sandhu from Kent will set off from Parliament Square this coming Saturday and will spend the following 8 days walking the 160 miles to the Welsh Parliament, the Senate. This will be Mr Sandhu's second long-distance charity walk, having previously walked from London to the Scottish Parliament, Holyrood in Edinburgh. And I'm delighted to say that I'm now joined in the studio by this inspiring individual, Bhupinder Sandhu. I'll start by shaking your hand. What a thing to do. Can I start by asking you, what was your original motivation to do such an extraordinary thing? It's very personal to me how it started, these walks. Last year when I went in February 20 to see my family.
So this is this the 17th? So I need to figure out. So I'm going to have to find out the date.
I could realize that is serious, and that was like heartbreaking for me. That absolutely hit me. And when I came back, I was in that process. As a mindfulness coach, I talk to people, I help them, but this thing was just like at the back of my mind. And then all of a sudden, this idea came to my mind that I need to do something bigger. This message about mental health problems need to go to more people so they can work on it. Because working on mental health problems is not an issue. It's becoming aware that we have a problem is a bigger issue. So that was the motivation. So last year, as you said, first idea came in because mental health problem is very big. That's why I thought challenge has to be big. So Scotland came to my mind, and then December, because mental health is that sort of problem. You can't go to Scotland in August holidays in summer. You have to do it in winters because that's the problem. That's the severity of mental health problems.
It's the 19th of December, and it is 9 minutes to 6. All right. So there you go. There's a fire going. It's spreading over to the left side. Looks like it, doesn't it? So like, this is the 19th of December. This has taken 19 minutes 25 seconds to get to this stage. So there's no way you can have a log burner and not have smoke coming out of it. So sorry, that's not going to happen. So you know, it's just something you have to get used to. So the best thing to do is do not burn anything you shouldn't. Do not burn damp wood. Do not burn MDF. Just burn seasoned wood. I suppose the kindling has to come from the seasoned wood. That's probably the... Otherwise, if you get kindling from other sources, it could be like, treated or something, you know. Depends where you're getting it from, eh? Not necessarily, you know. I don't know if pallets, for example, what they contain. Obviously, you can't burn pallets if it's you know, the glued sort of thing. But well, I haven't got any of them. But you know, the sort of squashed up. Oh, I don't know if you can. I don't think so. I haven't come across any anyway. So so we're getting there. Normally, what happens is I start yabbling on, and the thing cuts out because of the heat. It's what tends to happen. Right, so I'm not quite satisfied it's going properly yet. It's still in the very early stages. You can see the bottom bit there, it's getting red. That's what we really want. And then it's just a case of putting a few, probably about four or five logs on it and then let it burn out. So what I've been doing lately since the weather got a bit warmer, I've not been lighting it in the morning. I do if it's frosty, but it's not been too bad lately. So, can I speak, let's talk about discrimination. Yeah, I mean, throughout my life I've been discriminated against, yeah, and this is something you just try and ignore. It can bring problems that other people, I think most people, is one way or another, can get discriminated against. You know, but if you're not, and it's quite a sad thing that if you're white male, like which I would have been, right, you are at a definite disadvantage when it comes to a lot of different things. Basically because of the hate crime laws. The hate crime laws, they say that, you know, even the white males can, but the reality is it's gender and, well, the biggest is the racial. I looked up the statistics. It's racial hate crimes in reports in Scotland. I don't know how that comes about. I mean, that I could be accused of that. Yeah, I mean, it all depends how you take things. You might not take things in a funny way like some people do. So, but that's the biggest statistically is racial hate crimes for ethnic minorities and non-whites, people who are not white. And then you've got homophobia. That's a weird one, the old homosexual thing or the gay thing, because I could talk about things that a lot of people will not talk about it, but men, sort of males. I mean, what do you think they did back years ago when they were out hunting mammoths? You know? So really this sort of Victorian thing where they have to be 100% heterosexual, I think it's a bit false. I don't think it's real. I think it's too much of an expectation. And then what is, you know, so when you can become sexually aroused without having somebody else there, you could have a thing there, you know, but these things are taboo and nobody wants to talk about them. But I think maybe Victorian Britain we are still struggling to come to terms with a lot of stuff from Victorian times, and that we're actually punishing ourselves needlessly. So the majority of people that I got on alright with don't really care one way or the other about anything like that. It's not their business, and that's the right way to be. And you know that the reason why people are like that is because they're just decent people, and they don't. It doesn't mean to say they have to accept all sorts of nonsense. Well, they sort of do with the government, but life can be difficult. Look at the amount of males that are stuck, nowhere to live, homeless. You know, the marriages didn't work, they got thrown out. They're out in the limb. The woman gets to keep the house and the kids, and it all goes horrible. That's what happened to me. It all went horribly wrong. And I'm not saying it wasn't partly. Obviously, it was partly my fault, but it wasn't all my fault. But a lot of it was, and I landed up. I mean, why would you want to work just to give money to somebody and you're not even, you know, you're not accepted? So you've got to watch somebody else with your children. So somebody else has got my granddaughter, you know, but there's not a lot. There's nothing I can do about that. It would just cause so much trouble. It'd be unbelievable. Too many narcissists floating around that wouldn't want me there, and they would make it so awkward that's what a lot of these women. That's what women do. So I think the reality is, you have to accept if you've made somebody pregnant, or either way or the other, that I don't think you should be allowed to do. Well, it's hard to prevent. It's happened. There's a power vacuum, I suppose, and they make it that difficult for you. So I couldn't really cope with it, and that's it. That's why I don't have a relationship with my children. Well, I have with the youngest one, but with 3 of them, and my granddaughter, I don't have a relationship with her, and I don't think I ever will, but who knows. You just don't know what can happen. I think life is unfair, people are unfair, but then they've got to pay the price as well. It's not, you don't always get what you want, and you don't always get your own way. And you might have to stand up and be counted and pay for it. And that's hopefully, I think that happens to everyone. So, you know, yeah. Is that going then? Is that a firelighting session over? Is it? Is the firelighting session over? Normally this thing cuts out when it gets too hot, and it's not doing that, so I would say this firelighting session is struggling a bit. What we'll do is we'll put these bits on top, the ones that I picked up. Was this going to fall out? No, it's not. I met some pretty horrible people in my time, you know, and that's fine. I do try not to, you know. Oh, aye, that was clever. That was clever. Just knock half of it out. House building targets. That's just a joke. That is like. And if you mention immigration, you get told you're a racist. But why do we need to build so many houses? I'll tell you why we're doing it. It's to make money for corporations. But I've got a house, so I've got somewhere to live. So maybe I'm being selfish. Maybe that's what's wrong. Maybe. Right. I think these bits of wood that are split are just a little bit still in there. I'm not completely, don't think they're completely desirably.
comes as around 58,000.
I think I'm going to definitely get a moisture meter.
The response to the
Yeah.
has been coordinated by the government.
Definitely.
4 teenage boys have been jailed for life for the murders of 2 best friends who were stabbed to death in a case of mistaken identity. Mason Rist, 15, and Max Dixon, 16, died from stab wounds after being chased by the four armed teenagers in Knoll West area of Bristol at about 11 p.m. on the 27th of January this year. Their attackers, Riley Tolliver, 18, Cody Shy Westcott, 17, and 2 boys aged 15 and 16 who cannot be named due to their age, had been driven by Anthony Snook. All 5 were convicted of 2 counts of murder last month following a 6-week trial at Bristol Crown Court. Snook was later jailed for life and ordered to serve a minimum of...
I'm just looking at a pastel drawing there by the core artist.
These juveniles have not only destroyed our families, but to an extent their own lives and that of their own families. And we hope that as they grow older and mature, hopefully in prison, they do fully come to realise the extent of what they have done on that evening of Saturday the 27th.
Yeah, it's crazy what people do.
And they have to live with that for the rest of their lives.
Right, we're ready yet. Is it over? That's taken 31 minutes to get this thing going.
Now back to Jubes and Co.
Do you think it's going? I think it is.
GB News Direct to your smartphone.
Fire lighting session is over. Fire lighting session is over.
Thank you very much for that, Joe. I'm Michelle Dewberry and I'm keeping you company here on Jubes and Co until 7 o'clock tonight. That last story there on the bulletin is absolutely horrific. Can you imagine the horror? Those innocent boys doing absolutely nothing and then slaughtered in that way. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What on earth is this world coming to? I cannot imagine.
What is that bloody burnt my bloody burnt me dinner?
Until 7 o'clock tonight, and alongside me I've got my panel, Kelvin McKenzie, the former editor of The Sun, and James Schneider, the former advisor to Jeremy Corbyn.
Right.
Good evening, gents.
That's it. So,
Tonight,
can we shut it down? See in about 20 minutes, that's going to be red hot, that fire. I think we can really film that long, it gets a bit boring after a while. That'll be like going brilliant.
To do my entire show with it on my head, but I really wanted to. Lots we need to discuss tonight. You can get in touch with me all the usual ways. Email gbnews@gbnews.com. Go to the website gbnews.com/newsletter. Of course, you can tweet or X me. Before I get stuck into the topics here in this country, I do just want to reflect on another story that you heard on the bulletins there. Just so I want to show my respect really to this is really tricky for me with the whole accent. Giselle Penicot, that lady in France, we all know the story. It is one of the most horrific stories that we've ever heard. Her being drugged and raped by her husband.
I find that story really strange.
Multiple other men. She is a hero.
I find that really strange.
Her husband sentenced to 20.
That's still not really going right, is it?
50 other men.
I mean, I just find that really, like, I think that there seems to be, you know, that woman was raped by 50 men. You know, what the hell were you doing? How did you... So her husband had her, he's been jailed for 20 years. This is in France. How did that come about? I'm just curious, you know. What I might suggest is that we all have sexual fantasies, right? No, bills never go down. Don't know what we're doing the net zero thing. Never. You know, how could you land up getting raped? I don't know. maybe I'm being unfeeling. It just stinks to me. I think there's a certain amount of... It's a bit like that woman that went, whoa, here we go, we're going to start going on about the bear again. Who went up to Alaska with Timothy Treadwell and got eaten by a bear. Did she get forced to go there? You know? They haven't.
And suddenly we get what we've got now, which is actually a system where sewage appears to be the norm in some kind of rivers. How this happened, I don't know. I'm not the expert. But the idea that wild swimmers are now the reason why bills are going up actually makes me feel rather strange about it. Why don't they just not swim there? And why should they go and swim there? We haven't got clean rivers. They are now going to be cleaner. It's going to cost a lot of money. Get used to it. The trouble is, I never used to look upon my water bill as any kind of money. But with these kinds of money, this is going to be like 500 quid at the end of the 5 years. This now becomes a substantial amount of money up there, by the way, with a car license. So the political pressures is not going to go away. I'm grateful for the rebel. I like the idea of moving water from where there's too much of it to too little. And
Is that going then?
we just have to get on with it.
Do you class that as going?
I presume my colleague over there is now going to suggest we should nationalise the water company. If anybody can ever show
I think
me
so.
where nationalisation works, I will be amazed.
Well, are you going to suggest that?
You can tell when it's properly going when you start hear it. It starts ticking. It's starting to do it now. That's like it's the contraction and the heat and everything. It starts to heat the thing up that much that it starts going tick tick. It's almost like it's too hot. It's like too much.
Has been paid out to shareholders. Kelvin says the bills haven't increased in that time. That's wrong. They've gone up in real terms. In real terms, they've gone up more than 40% on average since
Talking about over the last 10 years.
since privatisation.
The last 10 years.
Right, they've been going up more than inflation.
Yeah, so it's like
Money has been taken out. Debt has been
you can't always claim that you're an innocent victim all the time.
and there's a very obvious reason for it.
But yeah.
Water is a natural monopoly.
I mean, how can you stop your daughter from? Well, say you're not fucking going. And my daughter says she's got to go to Alaska and fucking sit amongst a load of bears. I would. Well, what would you do? Fucking stop her, aye. But I don't know how you do that. You'll end up getting arrested. I think that's what's happened is that responsibility, personal responsibility, masculinity has been hindered so badly that you're unable to really do anything. You know, you have to let somebody die, because if you go and try and help them, you might get sued. That's what I'm talking about. Or if you try and help some child, you might get arrested or something. You know, it's so difficult, isn't it? Or accused of something. So you're really exposed to that sort of thing. There's a lot of pernicious people happy to stick you right in it if they get half the chance. Okay, so can you see how it's properly red? It's sort of red now. So our whole system is wrong. It's all weird. It's difficult and strange. I mean, I got into trouble with my kids. My son tried to run away, and I got charged with assault. And because I did force him into the car. So yeah, I think I was wasting my time trying to bring him up properly. I was trying to work. I think I should have. I was a single parent and I was working. I should have just went for the full benefit thing. I wasn't really. You know, I think it was the wrong thing to do to try and work. I should have went for the full on benefits, the lot, and just focused on looking after them. I was a single parent, and I think that was a mistake. Looking back now, but it wasn't really at that time. It was well, my family, it was frowned upon to be on benefits. At that time, it was like, but well, it still is. But at that time, it was even worse. I think there's a lot of people got a bit au fait about it, and there's people that work and go on universal credit and everything. It has changed a lot. Because my dad was dead against all that, but it was all right for him. He was from a different time scale, a different era. And then he wasn't going to. His wife wasn't going to bugger off and leave him, was she? Which is what happens now. So right, that's it going. So I need to turn it down now. So thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and we'll get you in the next video. Fireline session is over and it's taken 41 minutes. Look at it. It's red. It's going. It's been quite slow today. I'll have to get some better kindling organised for the weekend. Yeah, that's what we'll have to do. So thanks for watching. Bye. Look at that, that's nice, isn't it? Bye!